I do have my tissue, and I can watch like people start tearing up, and I'll cry with them because that's just how I am. And it's been that way from, my mom used to tell me that when I was just a little teeny kid. She would have to take me out of church because a song would play in sacrament meeting. If you guys aren't LDS, I'm sorry, but it's our main meeting. And I would start crying, and I couldn't stop crying, and she'd have to take me out because I was so upset, because I was so touched by the music. So I don't know what it is about me, but I cry. So I am sorry. I haven't cried in front of my students yet, so you guys will be my first students I cry in front of. But, like she said, I am a mom of 4 girls. When I was growing up, I was active in sports all 4 years. I was a very competitive person, and I like to follow after my sisters. And my one sister did beauty pageants, and so of course I had to follow after my sister because that's what she did, and I idolized my sister. And so when I got in there, and I was an attendant, and we had the opportunity to speak with the judges, so the judges could tell us what we could do to improve. And mind you, I have an athletic build with my family genes. Guess where my weight goes? My hip and my butt and my legs. And of course I didn't feel like I was big. I was 115 pounds, and the judges proceeded to tell me that my legs were too big and I needed to lose weight. Of course, this is in the 80s, you guys, because I'm the grandma of the group, right? And we were in that era with Jane Fonda, with the headbands, with the leg warmers. You know, you're like, you know those videos that you see when you're like mocking exercising? That was my era. Like, we loved it. We loved our, you know, oh God, it's just embarrassing to think about now. But that really took a toll on me more than I think I realized, because that's always been my, like when I look in the mirror or when I look at my before and after photos, that's, oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you had that up there. Okay, but my eyes always go directly to my legs and my hip, and that's always what I say to my husband is, oh, if I could just change my legs, if I could just change my legs, you know? And he's like, babe, you're like a smoking hot, almost 50-year-old, so just stop. So, you know, if I can make my hubby happy, that's good, right? So anyhow, that has been something that I've had to deal with mentally for all of my life. Like she said, I got married, have 4 kids. I love my daughters. I have followed them my entire life. They are my life, and they have brought me more joy than I could ever imagine. But here I go. Sorry. If I could just write on a board, it'd be really good. Anyhow, there came a point where my oldest left, and she got married, and about that same time, I was going to school full-time, to go back to school to become a teacher, because I felt like I needed to accomplish something in my life. And when I did that, I would go to school, so I'd be a mom full-time. I would leave at about 5 o'clock and come home at about 11 o'clock at night from doing night school. And I would just grab stuff, get my box of hot tamales, and just eat them all the way through school. And I didn't really put my health or fitness, just kind of got put on the wayside. As a softball coach, I'm a firm believer in having my athletes work in the weight room, because it teaches you something mentally that carries over onto the field. And that's where I felt like my athletes had success, because they learned to battle hard things through weightlifting. But I would say, do it, but then I just kind of held back because I wanted to make sure that the kids were doing things right. And then I just put all my studies into my education. Well, I achieved the school thing, got done with that, and like I said, my daughters were leaving, they were growing up, and my life was just kind of just going throughout the stages. And slowly I started putting on weight. In the meantime, I have a mom, and she's my hero. She's my wife. Thank you. my mom, when she was young, she's like 5'2", she's really small, she's a Southern girl, and when she got married, she had an 18-inch waist. I just went to the hospital the other day with her. She's probably almost 5 foot right now. I snuck around the nurse to see what her weight was now because I wanted to tell you guys, this is something that is a life, it's part of your life. She's 260 pounds on a 5 foot frame. She can't get out of a chair by herself. She wants to go. She's tired of living because she can't handle her life right now. And all of it was because she chose not to do what the doctors had asked her to do. She had been diagnosed with diabetes, and was told that if she would just monitor her diet, she would be okay. And coming from an alcoholic family, her emotions were bottled up into food, and she just never changed. And so she's to a point where she wants to be done. And so, again, looked at her this weekend, and I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, and I apologize, but I look at her and go, I will never do that to my family. I won't do that to my children. I won't do that to my grandkids, because I want to be as active as I can. I was telling Cozy today, I want to be that 85-year-old lady that can barely lift 3-pound weights, and I'm still working out with Autumn, you know? People think I'm crazy. Like, I know I am, but really, I just love it. Anyhow, I hit this point with my kids, and they were growing up, and they're excelling, and they're moving away, and I'm still home, and I'm just like, okay, so what next? And I was putting on weight, and I was at the biggest point in my life, and it's not that big, you know what I mean? To someone, 25 pounds is not that big, but to me, it was affecting me. And I remember going to a family party, and one of my nieces is like, wow, Dean, your wife's got some junk in the truck, you know? And I'm like, okay. And I looked at a picture, and I was like, oh, okay, it's time to stop. And I went to the doctor, and because I was feeling terrible, I would go home from school, I would go lay on the couch, and I just was worn out all the time. And when I went to the doctor, he's like, yeah, you could lose some weight, but your cholesterol's high, so why don't we just put you on a pill? And I was like, no. I just flat out said no. He goes, well, it's the most prescribed pill in the whole United States. Everyone takes it. And you can just do it, and you'll just take it for the rest of your life. And I just said, I don't want to be a person who depends on pills to take care of the rest of my life. And so I said, I will, because I knew it was something that I could do to take care of it rather than to have a quick fix. So I got on my journey, and I would always just start, and I could never get past 5 pounds. Well, this little angel walked into our life, and I can't say enough about Cozy. People come into your life for reasons, and I remember praying before I met Cozy. Heavenly Father, please help me find something that's going to help me find who I am, and who will help me to get to where I need to be. In my life, the gospel means a lot, and I knew that I'm supposed to help women feel good about themselves. And I was always kind of told, well, it's selfish if you focus on you, because you're supposed to go out and serve everybody else. But I have since found that in order for me to serve others and to serve my family, I have to take care of me first. And it's true. Knowing what my schedule is, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning when it's school time, get up and do my power hour. I work out at 4:30 in the morning, and I go, and then there's some days that I don't get home till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. But the thing that's amazing about this company is their products speak for themselves. I remember starting, I thought, okay, if I can just lose 5 pounds on the Ultimate Reset, I'll be great, because I'd already only lost 5 pounds already. And I remember going through that process, and I will tell you, I did not cheat on it. I went through it without cheating one time. And it was hard, but I did it. And I lost 10 pounds. I lost like 7 inches over my body. And I probably lost more, but I just had measured like my waist, my hips, my thighs. I didn't do my chest, I didn't do my arms. And I remember waking up those mornings and I was like, oh, I feel good. And then each week that I wake up, I even felt better, and I felt better. And it was like, I have to tell people about this, like, because they need to feel the same way I'm feeling. And when I did that, you know, my daughter was working the business a little bit, and Cozy never really pushed it on me. It was just a part of who Cozy was, and I could see how Cozy was developing me into this. Like, I just look at Cozy and I'm like, wow. Like, that's who I want to be. And I'm old enough to be her mom. I'm old enough to be all your guys' mom. But it amazed me what the company does. And I remember hearing people say, this company is what you do every single day. It encompasses your life because it's who you are. It's not like I'm trying to sell Shakeology. It's a part of me because it has helped me create me to be the happy person that I am. It's the company that blows me away when they folks say, do your personal development, because that's when it really dug into me and was like, this is who I am. And I will forever be a Beachbody coach. I will, because it has helped me be something that I couldn't have done without it. I will tell you this, I am at a point in my life, I have 3 granddaughters. I don't have grandkids yet. And so when I hear babies crying, I'm like, that's my calling. And I know, it sounds weird, because you guys are like, oh, she can have my child. I'm like, bring her here. But I want to be at this point in my life, and this was one of my driving reasons, this is my second why, is that I want to have a life where when my daughters call and say, Mom, I need a babysitter, I don't want to have to call, ask the principal if I can have time off. I don't want to have to create lesson plans and then only get so many days out of the year so I can go watch my grandkids. I want to just be like, honey, I'm leaving, and go. And I can still do my job wherever it is. Isn't that fantastic? And so, yeah. It's something that it has created the pathway to where I want to be. And I just want you guys to know it is, you know what, I've hardly done that. See, that's what happens is you write things and then they change. But I want you to know that this is something that you can do for your entire life. You are setting an example for your family. You are setting an example for your community. I even have high school kids that will come up and say, Mrs. Hatch, can you help me on with a workout program? I'm like, yes, I can. But one of the most important things that you need to do is that this company teaches you to believe in who you are. It creates that path to create the best version of you. And if you have any doubt, don't give up on yourself, because it has created a life for me. I mean, I'm just a little peon in this company, an old peon, but I will tell you this, it has been the best saving grace for my life, and I am so thankful for that opportunity. I will forever, ever, ever be thankful for you, Cozy. I think about this, I think I probably tried Shakeology 10 years ago, and it's kind of been in my life, and I think, okay, I'm almost done with my coaching life because I want to be done coaching softball. And I remember saying to my sisters a while back, why have I been a softball coach? What is that going to benefit me in my life? And now I know why, because it's kind of leading me into that path to become a Beachbody coach. So, ladies and gentlemen, or brothers and sisters, or if you all would be, you're all family, just know that this is an opportunity that we are so blessed to have, and we are literally changing millions of lives. Thanks.